Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the one and only show? Live from Houston, Texas. It's the go-to girl, professional comedian, TV producer, and founder of MarriedDate.com. It's millionaire matchmaker, Amber Neal.
Hey guys, welcome to an all-new episode of the Amber Neal Show. I'm your girl, matchmaker, comedian, publicist, Amber Neal, and today we have a really good show for you. Today we're going to be talking about why dating is so freaking hard these days, and 7 things that can ruin any relationship, whether it's a friendship, working, or romantic. So without further ado, let me go ahead and welcome in my co-host. Y'all give it up, former NFL star. He is part of the NFLPA, best-selling author, Believe So You Can Achieve, philanthropist, my co-host, and he is the founder and CEO of the Ryan Yarborough Foundation. Y'all give it up for Ryan Yarborough.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go Ryan. All right, guys. Listen, we had such a blast with our special guest today. Last week when we filmed, that we have invited her all the way back in to do both shows with us today because, man, some people just have that great chemistry, right? And, man, she is opinionated, she is spiritual, and hilarious. Y'all give it up for my girl, best-selling author, philanthropist, motivational speaker. Y'all give it up for Kim Mejia.
Go.
Hey, welcome back in, girl.
Thank you. I'm so delighted to be in the building.
When we get fancy now. All right. She take her tea at high noon. All right. Girl,
Sweet.
Somebody who's married, before we jump into our topic, what is your guesstimate? Why do you think it's so hard to date in today's world?
Well, I've been out the dating market in so long, but I have so many stories. I've been married for 25 years, and I'm so glad that I'm not in that dating scene. I think because the adventure of dating has changed. They used to take their time, bring the man would come and meet the parents, and it was a courtship.
Right.
And they courted the woman, and they made it a special thing, and it was a respectful thing. Where that has turned over today, they have lost that sensitivity of respect, and they feel like they just want to just go in and bam, 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 and it's just a messed up the beauty of dating. It's a messed up the beauty of romance.
But who's complicit in that as women?
Of course.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It used to be you had to meet the dad, the brothers, the whole family. You had to get past the men in their family. And now the women's lib movement is pushed where we don't need men in our family, so who's protecting us? So I think the women's lib movement has been great in a lot of ways, but I think we've hurt ourselves. I mean, we used to require a rock before we gave it up. Now it's what time do you get off? So I'm just saying, in a world where men can get coochie before they get cheeseburgers, they can only do it if we are complicit in it.
Yeah, you used to think they didn't give it up before you gave it to rock.
Well, no,
you gave it to rock. So let's get that understood too, fellas. I mean,
there's a lot of people that I know that really were virgins when they got married. My mom was a virgin. There's a lot of people in that age group. I think it has to do with pop culture, though. So if you look at our parents' age group, Ryan, they weren't influenced by casual sex and movies and social media and internet and porn so easily. They were not influenced by those things. When you think about back in the day, if you wanted to violate your marriage vows, you had to go to a lot of effort. You had to get out the house. You had a lot of, and still to this day, the number one time that people have affairs is during working hours. People think, he comes home to me. So what? And his secretary right there.
The mailman.
Okay.
Well,
the mailman, the pool man.
We know
Let's keep it fair. Let's keep it fair.
You said the secretary right there. He had a maid right there. Look at Ernest Schwarzenegger.
Assistant.
He had the maid right in the house. She was cleaning the house. And he was getting him some. So, honey, they ain't got to go too far this day.
Not now. And then you got opportunities. Everybody wants to be famous. You're trying to get people. You get somebody like Ryan that's been in the league. They're like, I can't get over how many women literally go out to get pregnant by you guys, like or other celebrities. Like, that's mind blowing. Your thing. I'm sitting there looking at. I never can forget that picture of that girl standing there in the Golden State colors and looking dead at Stephen Curry. I mean, she's just sitting here like in the front row, like, come get me pregnant, daddy. I mean, that's just literally like, Wow. I mean, y'all are another and these 8 women that have had babies with Nick Cannon, really? Like, I mean, that's your ambition in life, is to get pregnant by a celebrity. I don't know. Some people may think I'm stupid to say that, but same thing. I think I just feel like, how much value do you put on yourself, and what's the cost? You know.
They're thinking about the 18 years, but they're not thinking about the 18 years of hurt and pain.
Is he thinking about?
They ain't thinking about the pain that comes with
it's
that,
more than just
and the
check.
gossip and all that come with that. And then if you with the man, he got a mistress over here, one over here, one over here, one over here, because he got that long money. So he got all these women that's trying to come and capitalize on that benefit.
Mm-hmm. And it's in reverse now. Hell, women get used, and they expect women to buy this stuff. I had one guy say something about, I'm looking for a PS5, and I'm like, you better keep looking.
Right.
Like, I told one guy the other day, he's like, I got a house, I got this, I got a pool, da da da. I said, you got a pool boy? I said, because I need a pool boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just like to say enough just to throw them off a little bit. Like, don't think you got it sewed up just because I like you like that.
That's right.
Guys, if y'all want to get a copy of my new book, it is How My Kitty Betrayed Me. And it really does address what we're talking about today, how the women's lib movement really changed the game. And we're not going to put it on the women or the men, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of good people, a lot of good men, and there's a lot of good women. And at the end of the day, you just got to slow down and be true to yourself to figure out who is who. Right. But now, this culture we live in, temptation is at your fingertips. Have you ever got hit on LinkedIn?
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
You get hit on everything now. Leaked in, leaked out, inbox. And I've had some horrible experiences. I used to didn't post my husband. I had to start posting my husband, because I'm like, baby, these men be out there doing the most. They be sending you taking off your clothes, things in your inbox. So I'm like, I'm going to start putting them on here that they wife see, because some of them would be your husband. And I'm like, is they sick, crazy, or what? Is that what I'm giving off to you?
And that's crazy to me, how the ones that be hitting on your DMs, you go to their profile picture and
they got a wife
in the picture with them.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, are y'all
the
brave?
wife is there. And I start to say, I'm going to take this video and send it to the wife. But I say, you know what? I don't want to break up nobody home, but it's a lot of sick people out here. Mm-hmm. Don't be sending me no bullshit like that. So I'm giving y'all a fair warning. If I get something again, I'm sending it to your damn wife or your woman.
She ain't playing.
They can't have some respect around this camp.
Let me tell you what I did to my baby daddy. Okay. So basically, we met right in college area. And, totally in love, first love, whatever. And we never got married. And he was young. We were 23, 19. We didn't really know what we were doing, obviously. But the thing was, I was very monogamous, conservative, and he was a swinger. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know he was a swinger. I didn't even know what a swinger was back then. I was just, uneducated. He started trying to creep me into these meetings, people exchanging power, and all these kind of different meetings and stuff. And I'm like, hold up, what are we, he was trying to creep it on me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was young and didn't know any better. Long story short, he wound up getting married. And then he was kind of a deadbeat in a lot of ways. He just really didn't take care of what he was supposed to. And so I remember one time, so he got married. And then I had hit him up, and I'm like, hey, I need some money for something for our kid. He was like, oh, I can't do it. I can't send it to you because I'm on the road. And I'm like, I'm at Bank of America. You saw it in Bank of America. No, I'm going to send it through child support. I'm like, all right, cool. But he never did. Mm-hmm. But then how come right after that he sent me a picture of his junk? Mm-hmm. Then he sent me a picture of a fake pocket coochie. This is my fake Amber. And I was like, wow, you can't help me with your kid, but you can send me a picture of your thing. But this is my point, ladies. This is my point. Even, it don't matter if it's your baby daddy or ex-husband or who it is, what you allow will continue. Mm-hmm. So I waited 6 months, and I printed that out, and I sent it to his wife. And I said, get your dog on a leash. Yeah, they got divorced. But that ain't my problem, okay? I don't know why she hates me. I was just trying to give her the truth.
Because you revealed the truth. That's why she hates you.
Because she's over here thinking it's me, and I'm like, look, I'm tired of him trying to make her think I'm the problem. And so, but I was young and vindictive and very angry.
It still happens at an old age when you get older, too.
I'm not doing all that now, though.
No, I'm saying people are quick to attack the woman in a situation, and I hate that women have that mentality, or a man, but more women are quick to attack the woman if the man is doing wrong. Can you put him in check? That's all I'm saying. Put him in check. Because most of the time the woman ain't doing it. And I'm very misconcepted a lot because of my breast is big. I'm just going to keep it real. My breast is big and I got a big ass. And I get a lot of that a lot of times. I'm always the target of women thinking I want their damn man. I got a husband. I've been married 25 years just to keep that real. And I ain't looking for no man. I'm very happy with what I have at home. But I get that a lot. I remember going to a book signing in Florida and it was outside. The lady invited me to her bookstore and they gave me a big thing outside and the traffic was bump. I had on a long dress, but I had my makeup on and all that. And I was looking, took a friend and they was like, oh wow, you're the men, they just be, oh, they like you, this, and I'm like, but I'm married. But it's just the perception they were giving me because of the way a person looked. You're perceived to be different, and that ain't even my walk.
Right.
So you can't judge nobody how they look because they're walking. But I had somebody with me that was into all that. And so sometimes it's the person that be dressed like the nun that's doing everything, and the one that's looking sexy, you think she the one that ain't always like that just because I want to be cute or put my makeup on.
She might have done it for her husband.
Yeah, don't mean for my damn self. I want to look good for Kimberly. Don't mean I'm promiscuous. And sometimes women, we get that from men. We got to be promiscuous. Can't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Because I ain't looking for nothing, but I want to look good for myself. So that doesn't mean that, but you stereotype. If you got a big bust, you stereotype. You got a big ass, it's just like it's too many stereotypes going on out here in the world.
If you got a big mouth.
Guilty.
Better to talk with you.
But you know what? I ain't heard no complaints, okay? I ain't heard no complaints. Let's just put it like that. All right, guys. Today we are talking. Today we're talking about why dating is so freaking hard and 7 things that can ruin a relationship. Let's jump into some of these, guys. I think the number one thing why our dating is so hard today is because our expectations are higher today because we are swamped with images of perfect love from social media.
Yeah.
It's all about fake book. It's, oh, look at my relationship. Y'all hate each other. One day y'all got a matching pajamas at Christmas. The next day your husband's in my inbox or you're over at somebody. It's a fake world we live in, and so it's even body image and shaming. I mean, I feel sorry for the teenagers nowadays, and that's why they should definitely get your book, Kim, because we live in this false narrative of what's real, and then when you get into the real world, you don't know how to react.
Yeah, they don't know how to navigate because you look in this dream world, looking at all these models and all the stars, and they made them when they go home, they looking like hell, most of them. They just got a natural beauty under all that damn makeup. So, I mean, you have to know, the thing of it is in the world, we have to know reality from the fake, like you're saying. We got to know what's real and what's not. Know how to navigate the two,
Exactly.
When people going to work and they go in the world, they're going to put on this beautiful face, this beautiful makeup, and that's not the real reality. When you go home, you most of the time in your shorts, your pajama, your boxer shorts, and you're just living this everyday life, and you're looking like this normal person.
Right.
They need to learn that from the celebrities. Okay, a lot of people go buy the bodies and they get all dolled up. I'm not telling nobody what to do because say by all means you got the money to look good. Hell, I'm even thinking about going and give me a little surgery. So I ain't got nothing against that. But I mean, I'm just this type of person to each its own. But be in the reality of world. Keep yourself grounded to know that what's real from the fake. You don't have to see everything you see on Facebook. You don't have to do that. Be your own real.
You think the images from social media of perfect love has really tainted us now, Ryan?
No, I don't believe in no such thing as perfect.
Right.
Okay? Because we all human, we all have emotions, and we all go through certain things, okay? We're not robotic.
That's
okay?
right. That's
and
right.
even the robots with all this AI stuff aren't robotic, all right? They morph into other things. But with all that being said, no, social media is messing a lot of people up out there.
Yeah.
One thing that you have to have is confidence in yourself, and you have to have good social skills. So you have to be able to know how to differentiate between, like as Kim and Amber were saying, the real and the fake, because it's a whole lot of fake things going on in social media. But if you cannot see through that, then once again, you have to go within and see what's going on with self. So that's what I always come down to.
Most definitely.
So as a result, we expect perfection, and if we don't find it, then we quickly move on.
Right.
We're in a microwave mentality.
Yeah.
Next.
Everything fast. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that's what it's like literally trying to date in a candy store. It's like what you won't do, another person will.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I saw a study that said 85% of women surveyed admitted they have a plan B guy. So congratulations, women's lib. We have now become like the thing we hate the most.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's true. So instead of us demanding better and more, we jumped into the ring with them and we realized, hey, you know, people are going to do what they want to do, and if we don't demand more, then that's what we're going to get.
That's right. Because a man can't be a woman, and a woman can't be a man.
Most definitely.
All right? And that's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times. And that's where all the confusion comes from. I know that.
You know,
What?
go ahead.
God's grace. I think that God's grace is the only thing that gives us perfection.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to try to work on that perfection, you know, because we're not perfect. So we have to try to do the work. Like I say, we got to work on ourselves to try to get what we need, what we're looking for, and what we're longing for. There's no perfect relationships, but you have to learn how to live in compromise. As a woman being married for 25 years, I had to learn that. You know, I had to go through those steps and go through those walks and those different divisions, that adversary, to learn myself and my husband as well. And that's when you be with a person for a long time, you begin to grow. And if you want that marriage to last, you have to do the work and work on yourself and say, hey, what changes am I willing to make this thing work?
Exactly.
Because if you just all over the place and you're not trying to have no grace in no kind of way for yourself or that man or that woman, it's not going to manifest. It's not going to go anywhere. So like you were saying, Amber, we need to slow down, take steps. We're so quick to jump into a different relationship. And if you got somebody that you might have something in common with, you don't want to just take that person to the table and say, hey, let's sit down and see if we're a match. Let's try to see what our differences are. Should we be in this relationship? Is it healthy or is it not? You sometimes it's good to sit down and have those questions. If it's not, you move on. If you think that it's something there that y'all need to stay, then work on it. You know, everybody you meet is not your match.
And it's interesting because I read a book one time, another self-help author said one of the questions you should ask yourself when you first start dating is, what would make us get divorced? You know, because if you got to date with intention, that's the number one thing. So if your goal is marriage, even with matchmaking, it's like, I have to find out, what is your relationship goal? Right. That is where we fail. We need to ask, what is your relationship goal? Because if you're dating to get married, you are dating people that don't know if they want marriage or don't want marriage, or not ready or not emotionally available. You're playing yourself. Like, it's just crazy. But okay, so I did Isaiah Carey last week, and it was talking about how in the world are people still getting catfished in 2022? So what you say, Ryan?
It's simple. They're not doing their homework. I mean,
right.
It's when it comes down to it, you know if somebody playing around with you. I mean, if somebody is, once again, if they're telling you they're gonna do something and they don't do it, okay. If they're not following up on certain things. Or if they can only text you at certain times, they can only call you at certain times, or if they don't call you, okay? Or if it's a long period of time in between, I mean, you have to look at those signs. It's not everything going and looking on, once again, social media, try to catch, they didn't text me, so I'm going to go see what they're doing on social media. Guess what? People that are not going to post, okay? Because there's people that professionals know how to get away. All right, doing certain things. So you can't depend on social media. You have to depend on your inner self. You have to depend on your gut. All right, where all our answers are. All right, in our gut. So depend on that before you depend on social media, or before you depend on calling up your boy or calling up your girl, or whoever the case may be. Somebody that's not married, somebody that don't have kids. Okay, so yeah. You can very easily get catfished in 2022 for the simple fact it don't matter if it's 2092 or if it's 1902. The simple fact of you not doing your due diligence and paying attention to the signs.
Ooh, I'm telling y'all that, my answer is desperation. I mean, when you players and con artists can sense the desperation.
Mm-hmm.
It's they know, they look for it. It's a specific language, especially if you're a woman over 50. You got to be really careful with this, because all of a sudden they're going to be a special arms person who's trapped in a foreign country, and all of a sudden they need $12,000 for so they can get out of the country. But catfishing truly is a full-time profession, because they depend on that y'all go to my Instagram at the Amber Neal, go to my reels. I just did one where it's mind-blowing to me, and I'm gonna keep doing these because as a comedian it's mind-blowing to me how many of these reels, have y'all seen the split screen where it's like the filter and then they have to come back into reality? Have y'all seen that where it shows the different?
Yeah.
So I got a reel on mine where I did, and it was this girl who literally she started in the filter and then she started to come back to reality, and she's like, And so I decided to post a picture of me when I literally just rolled out of bed with no makeup. I looked throwed off. I don't give a F. I don't, because eventually they're going to see you. You got to have enough confidence in you. It's an illusion. Y'all must have grew up with soap operas where everybody woke up perfect and they woke up like this. Quit lying, because we don't wake up looking like that, and they're going to find out. But the problem is we live in a filtered society. Well, men are so lucky like that. But we live in a filtered society where now everything is a filter.
Yeah.
Everything is a filter. It's
Right.
crazy.
And it's like, basically, what are you willing to accept, It comes to that, too. But exactly what you were saying, like, sometimes I get, like, if somebody call me on Messenger, I answer my phone. My hair be all over my head. But I talk to them, I might do this a little bit. But I talk to them looking like myself. Well, I've called women, and you call them on the phone, they be like putting the phone on. Look, they can call me now.
Yeah.
The same woman that I done called, she can call me, and I can be sitting there looking like my real self. But you call her like, oh, wait a minute. Turn the camera off, putting it down. Girl, can you be real about any damn thing? I'm a woman. I ain't your man. I don't care if your hair over your head. I don't let you see me with mine all over my head. My face wash. I don't wash my face. But you call me and I'm answering my phone. This is what you get. I wake up, my hair might be matted to my head because I done laid on it. But I answer my phone. And they have you right there on the picture. What real are you willing to give people? That's what it comes to, and people don't want to give no realness these days.
Right.
That's what they say.
Oh,
Women.
my goodness.
Have you heard that saying that we get dressed for other women, not actually men?
And they do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm like, I done called, and but they'll call me, and I get my hair on my head, my glasses on. They call you. Look, they'll call you on it and put your message.
Take her man.
And they perfectly cute, made all up, and they want to call you when they made up. Can you?
Yeah.
You can call me when I'm looking like just like you call me, and I can answer with my hair over my head.
Yeah.
You ain't got to go get cute for me.
I'll tell you what a man respect. Well, this man, I can't speak for everybody, and my people that I hang with, they respect seeing you as is.
Right.
Okay, because a lot of them can't see through the makeup. A lot of them can't see through the clothes and things of that nature. And it's like, hey, I want
take your clothes off so I can see you.
Yeah,
Good
you got the slob. You got the slob on your cheek right there. You understand? Wipe it off. I'm not tripping on none of that.
Right.
I'd rather see you in that particular state.
A lot of men agree with you. Natural.
Than any other state, because now, I don't.
Right.
I can hit on more natural, throw it off at the gas pump than I do made up. I could be like full blown 5-star gala.
Men like you
I will
when
get
you're
hit on
your
more
natural.
at a gas pump.
But you said a valuable point, because I remember one time me and my brother, we this is so funny. We went to the slippery slide, and I had a good girlfriend that I always hung with. And he was asking for her, talking, where she at? But she was right there with me.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was like,
I already know.
And I kept looking at him like, he keep telling me where she is. She's standing right there. And I'm looking, and he said her name, and she looking at him too. And I'm like,
See?
I'm trying to tell me
Wow.
she there.
See?
And then he come up, where she at? I thought she was, I said,
See?
I gotta give it to you. So if I say she right there, she used to wear her makeup on so heavy, and she'd be looking so pretty. So when she took it off, she was unidentifiable.
That's me. I look unidentifiable when I take my makeup off.
Sometimes you have to let that makeup not be on so much till people at least can know.
Yeah.
I don't wear heavy makeup, so you kind of see some of my natural. I made up today, but you can kind of see how I look. But some people wear it so heavy till when it come off, you're like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
So you don't want to give that who the hell is that effect with your makeup. You want to know. So if you meet somebody and then they start dating you, go wash your face, then they don't probably not interested no more because they haven't got nothing real about you. So give them some of the real. So when you take it off, they'll still feel like they're still in that connection and that realization.
Just ladies,
don't throw a damn surprise, that deep a surprise.
Yeah, like looking like you could
a ghost.
Like put your mustache back on. Okay?
Right.
Shave your mustache at least. I mean, I'm just saying, like if you're gonna go barefaced, at least shave your beard up and get that kind of smooth. Don't let them touch your face and get cut.
Girl, yeah.
But
I have that problem. I be getting my mustache over here sometimes.
Who was it? My neighbor said I walked out of my house no makeup on. Girl, me too. That's a side effect birth control. I walked out of my house no makeup on. My neighbor was like, I mean, they literally just, when they saw me with makeup for the first time, because I'm at home, I don't really do my makeup. Mm-hmm. They saw me walk out to go somewhere, and they were like, I mean, they were just shocked. They was like, and I'm like, and they didn't speak. Normally they would speak to me, and they didn't just sit there and stare. And I'm like, all right, bye, see you later, Jack. He's like, Amber? And I'm like, yeah, it's me. He's like, oh, wow, you look so different. But I was telling my mom this the other day. I'm like, man, I can't get over how different I look without makeup. Mm-hmm. My kids love me better without makeup. They think I look younger. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny but I'm not fixing to go I'm not going to go the effort. If I want to do makeup, great. But I'm not fixing to go sit in my house and do my makeup Nah, I'm not doing all that. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not going to happen.
Now, every now and then, I ain't going to lie, I sit around the house. I get up in the morning because I never know if somebody going to call me at the last minute to do something. Yeah. And then I have to go ahead and just try to get prepared so quick. Yeah. So sometimes if I get up in the morning and I feel like it, I think, but somebody might call and like, hey, because I'm spontaneous.
I am too, though.
And yeah. So I say, let me go ahead and make up my face so if somebody call, at least that's made up. Like I had to sit in the car this morning and make up my face when I got here. Because I came natural. So I'm like, let me go and put my makeup on before we start filming. But I usually come natural.
Yeah.
But so I try to do that early so to give me time to make that route, when if I jump in the car and I can go ahead and take a shower and, be gone.
And here's the other side of it, too. I'm more willing to be flexible with, if I'm with somebody, like we're in a relationship, mm-hmm. and he wants me to have, like, say, he likes short nails, but I like long nails, I'll shorten my nails. Mm-hmm. He don't want me to wear eyeliner, I won't. Like, mm-hmm. So he wants me to wear this is my natural hair, just wavy. You want me to wear that? Sometimes, I mean, so it's not about let's somebody control you, but it is about if you know that's your person's preference, don't be so stuck on this is how I do it, too bad. Right. And you wonder why talking to other people that will actually consider his wishes. So
yeah, I remember this young lady was telling me some years ago, and she was in a marriage, and her husband was always like, I don't like weave and this and that, but she came back and telling me he don't like weave because she had cut her hair very short. He said, but he tried to look at all the women with the weave, and then he always come in.
They always cheat with the ones that want you to be like.
So I was telling the girl, I think you better put that weave back in your damn bald head.
Herbie, let that hair grow back. Huh?
So I definitely believe in doing what the hell I want. I'm gonna look like I want to look.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a break here in just a minute. But at the end of the day, we said all this to say that at the end of the day, we end up potentially attracting the wrong person, mm-hmm. or setting ourselves up for failure without even intending to. Because dating really can be hard because of fear. Note that it is normal to feel nervous on a date, but you can break the ice by mentioning that you feel a bit out of practice. This confession will help you and them relax. All right, guys, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about 7 things that can ruin any relationship. We'll be right back.
Events and Adventures knows how to make the most of being single. Get social, in person, try new things, and just have fun. Join Events and Adventures. We've been doing the single life right for over 30 years. 30 great events every month. Just visit eventsandadventures.com.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience than cable. Ask me how to get 300 megabits per second for only $35 a month, plus taxes and fees, with no annual contract, no bundles required, and unlimited internet data included. Call Boss Up Houston Network at 832-895-5095. Again, that is Boss Up Houston Network at 832-895-5095. Limited availability may not be available in your area. Speed change based on product upload and download capacity of internet 300, internet 500, and internet 1000 for Xfinity selection and cost per 500 minutes, 600 minutes, 1 gig, 1.2 gig cable services with uploads of 10, 20, and 35 megabits per second. Download max speed is 920 megabits per second for internet 1000. Speed vary, not guaranteed.
Hello everyone, this is Judge Mike Engelhardt. I've been one of your elected trial court judges since 2008. I'm running for the First Court of Appeals in the 2022 election. If you can hear this ad, I'm asking for your vote in the March 1st, 2022 Democratic primary. I've been named Trial Judge of the Year, and I'm a board-certified lawyer. Please vote for me, Mike Engelhardt, to send a qualified, reasonable, and fair judge to the First Court of Appeals. That's me, Judge Mike Engelhardt, for the First Court of Appeals. Please register to vote and vote for Judge Mike Engelhardt for the First Court of Appeals. Thank you.
Married is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
Are you single? Maybe you're divorced or new in town. It's time to meet your match with Events and Adventures. Whether you're low-key or adventurous, come hang out with tons of like-minded people at exciting group activities. The best part? Everyone is single. From happy hours and trivia nights to outdoor adventures and weekend getaways, Events and Adventures has something for everyone. We're all here for the same reason. So come be part of a community made for singles. Your match is waiting for you to make your move. Visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the Amber Neal Show. I'm so excited you guys decided to be here. Man, we had a really hilarious show so far today. We've been talking about why dating is so hard these days, guys. So for more information about that, y'all can check us out at amberneal.com. And let me welcome in my co-host. He is NFL. He is NFL superstar, former NFL PA. He is the best-selling author, Believe So You Can Achieve. He is a philanthropist and the CEO and founder of the Ryan Yarbrough Foundation. Y'all welcome my co-host, Ryan Yarbrough, back in the show.
Thank you.
And then, guys, we invited this lady back, Kim Mejia. She is a best-selling author, philanthropist, motivational speaker, and like part-time comedian. I don't even know if she knows it. This girl is hilarious, and today she joins us because she has given some great advice. She's been married 25 years, so I love to hear that perspective, especially you just don't meet as many people that have stayed together that long. So welcome back in, Kim, to the show.
Yeah, go Kim.
Hey.
Go, Kim.
Happy to be
Go,
here.
Kim. Yeah.
Do your pageant way.
Yeah.
All right, Kim. Today we're talking about 7 things that can ruin any relationship. So before we get into the list, I want to say that the ego is the death of all relationships. That's number 1. That's not on the list, but that is just my philosophy for when you look at relationships that break up. Somebody had their ego involved, usually somewhere. What do you say?
I definitely agree. When you have too big of ego on anything, you can't make anything happen. You have to definitely be able to minimize your size. Mm-hmm. It can't be me, I. It's got to be us. Because if you're in a relationship, it ain't about you. It's about us. So we have to definitely remember that any relationship is about both of us. It's not, can't be all the woman, all the man. It's a joint venture. So you definitely both have to do the work on each other, on yourself, and make sure that it's a partnership. So you're leaning toward each other. You can't be all with, I'm this, I got this going on, and the concept of my job, my work, my this. Okay, what are you offering your mate? What part of that relationship are you giving to him? Let him or her have that shine also.
You know, this is a political reference, Brian, but I believe it was Jordan that said there's no I in team, and then Kobe turned around and said there's I in win. But what do you think? I mean, because, that whole team concept, if you actually are with somebody, aren't you truly a team?
Yeah, that's definitely correct. No I in team. So it has to be a balance. Once again, like I said, I don't want one woman walking 10 steps behind me, okay, or anything like that. I want them to be by this way, by the side, for the simple fact, because you cannot do any and everything by yourself when you're in a relationship.
Yeah, let's just turn the volume down on that so in case it rings again. Okay, there we go. All right. I'm sorry, Ron. We were trying to get her phone. We had the phone
It's
trying to
all
ring
good.
into the
It's all
hotline.
good. It's all good.
But it is a balance. It really is about finding that balance with that person. Because really, if you are a team, aren't you really hurting yourself, hurting them?
No doubt.
That's what I understand about
No doubt.
marriages. It's like you can destroy your partner if you want, or you can build them up.
That's right.
Is it a choice? I think it is. And one thing I can tell you that I've learned a lot from talking to different couples is that forgiveness is the glue.
Most
all
definitely.
relationships.
Yes. As a woman being married 25 years, forgiveness is definitely that. You can't take everything to heart, and you, if something does transpire, you have to be willing to be open-minded and see, is this something that I can forgive?
Right.
Can I get over this hump? Can I get past it? And if, now if a person constantly doing the same thing over and over, now, I ain't saying be walked on like no doormats, because nobody doesn't deserve that. But if they make one mistake, you have to have that open heart to be forgiving, some things, and just try to get past it. And once you really forgive. Make sure that you forgave them, so you don't have to keep on reliving that past. Because if you relive that past, the marriage is not going to work. If you constantly throwing the same thing up in that person's face, so we have to make it up in our mind. If you say you forgave him, that's what you did. I had a situation when I had a friend. Her husband, he cheated on her, and he made a baby. When he cheated on her, and I know a lot of women probably have went through this. And when she did, she said, well, I'm forgiving him, and I'm going to let him come back home, and blah, blah, blah. And he came back home, and everything was working out. But every time she got mad at him, she threw it up. She was like, and he this, and I told him about the baby. I said, but you told the man that you forgave him.
Exactly.
So if you accepted him back and then you told him forgive him, that shouldn't be something that comes up. You should embrace that child if that's what because you said you was doing it, and then bring that child in as a part of your family. Do what you got to do. If not, you need to resolve it. If you don't want to do that, because you can't keep bringing that memory up, making that person live with that guilt the rest of their life. They made the mistake that you said that you forgave him for. So did you forgive him? Now you're not going to forget about it, but did you forgive him or did you not? So you need to make sure that's something that you can live with in that marriage, so it won't keep eating at you. Because if it can't, you probably do need to resolve it.
And that's why in Corinthians it says love does not hold records of wrongdoings. Can you imagine if God held a record of wrongdoings against us? Thank God when you're forgiven.
We'd be in hell.
The sin is literally from as far as the east is from the west. He don't even remember. So while you're sitting there beating yourself up over something you did, God can forgive you. Your spouse should be able to forgive you, because if we just operated by giving the mercy that we want to receive, our life would be a lot simpler. At the end of the day, there's no, like Ryan said, there's no perfect people. There's no perfect person. People are going to disappoint you. Just make sure it's somebody that's worth it at the end of the day. All right, Ryan. So number 1, 7 things that can ruin any relationship. What's number 1?
Making assumptions. Okay, making assumptions. And I'm not going to say the rest. I'm not going to break all that other stuff down, what assuming is, all right, or what assume means. But when it comes down to it, that's kind of like taking somebody for granted, okay? Just because I ate an omelet yesterday don't mean that I'm going to eat one today, all right? You just automatically assuming that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And me, especially me, I change every second. Every minute. You might think I'm about to do something, I'm doing something else. So when it comes down to it, I'm the type of person as well that you have to tell me. I'm good at mind reading and things of that nature, but I don't have time to be trying to read somebody else's mind all day, every day. Okay?
Mm-hmm. The next one is about setting unrealistic expectations. And it goes back to what we talked about in the beginning of the show of just not, I used to love that show Fantasy Island when I was a kid. The plane. But you can't live there permanently, and you're setting, he's going to leave his wife for me one day. Okay, guess what? You're going to upgrade to number 1. He's still going to be number 2. Usually the same way you get them, same way you lose them. Not all the time. Sometimes people leave their spouse and they fall in love with the love of their life. But that is more of an exception from what I've seen. But if you're setting unrealistic expectations, you know that he is not able, or she is not able to do what you're expecting, and you don't even let them know that those are your expectations, it's unrealistic if you hadn't discussed it with them.
Right, because sometimes people can only give what they have. You know, sometimes we're expecting so much from people, and we're like, I need you to do this, and I told you to do it this way. Well, I thought you, and like he was saying, the assumption, but sometimes people didn't give you everything, and they just don't have no more to give. So that's why it's good to talk those things out when you get in a relationship, to know exactly what you're getting yourself into, because you'll be looking at this person and they be looking like they're so dynamic, and then once you get into that relationship, you're like, damn, what was all that energy that he had when we were dating, or she had when we were dating? That sometimes the concept can just change, and it'd be such a drastic change. You'd be like, it can make you go downhill. So it's great to have those talks to know, because sometimes people are limited in their gifts that they have to give you.
And sometimes they're loving you with everything they have in them.
That's right.
Sometimes it is truly, they are giving you their best. But we judge others how we see ourselves. You're like, well, I wouldn't do that, da, da, da. But that's why you guys sit down and talk about the expectations. Are you even emotionally available? How did you grow up? Did you grow up in healthy, or did you grow up in survival? You've got to understand, you've literally, first of all, got to identify love and what it means to you. Because they might be that they're emotionally unavailable as far as you're concerned, but to them, that's all they got to give.
Most definitely.
But that's their best. But that don't mean that you have to accept it if it's not God's best for you. The next thing is setting. What's the next one, Ryan?
Setting unrealistic expectations. Well, how about that?
Yeah.
Replying on unspoken understanding. Okay.
That's that kind of assuming again.
Yeah, assuming. Okay. So how about this? This would make it even worse. Violating each other's boundaries.
Oh, wait.
All right. Violating the boundaries. Violating. Say that in Chicago all the time. You violating. Okay. All right. You in violation. Okay. You in a state of violating. Okay. Then what that comes down to basically is you can't sit here and know that I don't like you asking for some of my food. All right, just giving you a quick example here. I told you to get anything on the menu, okay? It's not an issue. Get whatever you want. But then as soon as my stuff comes,
You want to eat off my plate?
oh, that look good, yeah.
Guilty.
She's talking about your kid.
But I'm just giving you, that's just a basic general example right there. But you cannot overstep other people's boundaries, okay? Regardless, once again, oh, I'm married now, oh, we're in a relationship now. Okay, I'm still me and you still you, all right? The reason why we are is because we understand each other's boundaries, okay? And we respecting each other's boundaries. And until then, I don't care if we married or not, or I don't care if we dating or not, you violated, all right? And now
You know, the only people that will get mad if they cross your boundaries are somebody that was trying to manipulate you.
Yeah.
Manipulators get mad with boundaries. That's who gets mad. Because anybody else is going to say, okay, that's your boundary. And it's human nature for all of us to test our boundaries with each other. That's just psychology 101. It is human nature to see how far can we go. Where's the limit? What's this person? But when you meet people like us, we put that up front. Like we don't make no qualms about what the boundaries are. But sometimes you've got to reiterate those things. But you've got to understand that if they violate your boundaries over and over again, they want to.
Right. And I'm gonna talk from a marriage perspective. I'll say there shouldn't be any secrets in a marriage. So, you know, I come from a different perspective on that. It shouldn't be no secrets. So what are the boundaries? You know, you respect each other's friendships and relationships, but there's no secrets. Y'all should be at a point where you can do things together in an open forum. There shouldn't be any secrets once you cross that line of marriage. You know, they've given the single perspective, so I'm giving the marriage. What are the boundaries? You know, you're in a marriage. So it should be an open relationship. You know, I ain't gonna come in trying to check your phone or check your wallet or doing nothing like that. But at the same time, there should not be any secrets. Yeah, I've never done that. I'm not that person.
I refuse.
But I'm just saying, there should be there shouldn't be no secrets. Once you cross that point of getting married, what's the damn secret?
Right.
Keep it 100. It ain't no secrets.
That's why I don't understand open marriages either, because it's kind of like, what's the point? Like, you should have just stayed single if you just want to F-fest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
To
get
me,
that,
but to each his own. I ain't in agreement with none of that, but to each his own, yeah.
The next one, ladies, let me tell you. The Bible says a nagging woman will drive a man to the corner of a rooftop. So the best advice I can give you in this whole show today is stop nagging. Stop nagging. Pray to God about your man, your husband. Again, we're not giving boyfriend, husband benefits, okay? We can still pray for our boyfriend, but we're talking about your husband. But that's my point is criticizing instead of offering positive solutions or feedback will also be the death of your relationship, because while you're over here tearing him down, telling him he ain't nothing, he ain't gonna be nothing, his mama sucks, his dog sucks, his job sucks, everything about him sucks, really? Do you want to stay around somebody that's telling you that you're trash?
No.
And your spouse supposed to be the one that builds you up and supports you and has your back. So do you really think criticizing and tearing a man down and nagging him will give you the results you want, or do you think it'll be the total opposite and he'll go where he has peace?
Right. You definitely want to be that woman to
Glory.
Build your husband up, you know, your mate, whatever you got going on. Build that person up. Everybody wants to know that they're being justified, that they're being appreciated. And one thing I know about men, they want to feel needed. Because if they don't feel like they're needed, they don't want to stay. If they feel like you got everything together, you can do all of it by yourself, you can be the woman and the man, they gonna go running. You know,
that's the worst thing you can
always
say to
want
him.
to. I'm the dumpster in distress with my husband. Mm-hmm. He likes to take out the trash. I let him do it. He didn't even like to cook. I let him do it. Mm-hmm. Now if he just needs, on the Saturday sometimes I cook breakfast, but he likes to do all that. And I'm not gonna do no housework as far as putting up some wood, anything, painting. He won't even let me do it. I'm like, I can help you. No, I'm gonna do it. And you know what I do? I let him do it, because I don't want him to ever get in his mind that he's not needed and he's not wanted. Amen. So the things that he feel like a man need to take care of, I just let him take care of it. And he does the same thing with me. We respect each other's boundaries. We respect that priority. So when he tell me, oh, mommy, I don't want you doing it, I'm good with that. I don't want to do all that anyway.
You mentioned this one earlier, but
yeah, we didn't went past that. But the last topic, not topic, but the last piece of this topic is refusing to apologize.
Oh, wow.
This is something we spoke on a little earlier. You know, at the beginning of this topic was ego, okay? Ego and pride, all right? That don't get nobody paid that I know of, all right? What's your profession? Ego. What's your profession? Pride. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's one of them new professions, huh? You know.
Because winners will recognize you're unhealed and you're operating from ego, and they won't mess with you.
Yeah.
Winners that have to be humble, and they understand you have to learn from people. I don't ever want to stop learning. I always want to surround myself people further along than me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, absolutely. Because once again, as long as you're living, you're learning. All right. Just because you in a certain age bracket, I won't get no numbers, but just because you're in a certain age bracket, 30s. Guess what? You still here living. All right? So you still learning some things. Okay. So when it comes down to that, you might not know how to apologize the first half of your life. All right. But then you understood that not apologizing only hurts you on the inside, because guess what? Now I got to go to the doctor because I'm having these internal pains. Wow. I've been holding on to certain things, all right? And once you start learning how to let go and apologize and say, hey, you were wrong, then guess what? You set yourself free. Tell them again, Kim. Well, you got to set yourself free, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's definitely, you definitely can't be going through life with these big old agendas, you know, this great big agenda. It's all about yourself. You know, you definitely got, like Ryan said, set yourself free. Let the love flow. Let people have a part in the position. I was sitting here thinking about this lady that was on my Facebook page, and she was 70 years old, and she was like, young lady, you know, I really enjoy your conversation. I've learned so much from you, and that was an honor to me. Because I respect my elders, and I learned so much from them. And not just that, in the wisdom, I learned so much from young people, because a lot of young people come with this new technology, this modern, and I like to listen to them. I'll be like, hey, I have a young lady that I mentor as well, and I'll be like, how you do this, and what you think about this? And she comes to me for concepts. So I don't never think that we're too big or too old or too young to get advice from each other. I am willing to listen. I don't always try to be the loudest one in the room. I always want to hear what everybody has to say, because you'll be surprised of the nuggets and the different ideas you can get by only listening.
Amen.
So we shouldn't be in a position to shut nobody off, even because they background, because you say, oh, they from the hood, they from the projects, they from this. Hey, there's some of the people with some of the best ideas and the best talents. So I definitely like to bring everybody into my circle. I don't care what background you're from. I don't ever try to think I'm better than nobody. From the top to the bottom, I don't care how high you think you are, because I have a way of bringing you down to a level anyway, because I don't play that game. So, I come from that real perspective, so it doesn't matter what your background is. You got to know that, keep everything real. Don't let your agenda be so big that you can't listen to somebody else's perspective, because they might can give you some advice that you can really help you.
Amen. And guys, I'm going to leave you guys with this, 5lovelanguages.com. There is now 2 new tests that you can take. One is your apology language and your anger language, okay? Because, hey, if your love language is gifts and they don't apologize with gifts, then it's out the window. But I'm telling you, I know what I did wrong, fool. Where's my flowers? Okay. So go take all 3 tests when you just meet somebody. I don't care if you've been married 25 years. Go back and take the 5 love languages test. It is how you give and receive love. And sometimes it's like a light bulb goes off as soon as you take that test. You're like, oh, so the whole time I just wanted gifts, or I just wanted acts of service, or I just wanted your time. And they don't get it, because then guys or girls that'll send gifts, but you want their time, then there's your problem. So 5lovelanguages.com, it will give you all 3 tests. And then we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to give you our afterthoughts. But before we leave, let me tell you guys how to get in touch with these guys.
RyanYarbrough.com.
www.realwomanrealtalk.com. I always say that www. But sometimes people act like they can't fill up that website, so I always say hit them 3 W's. realwomanrealtalk.com, Facebook, Instagram, Real Woman Real Talk. Both, everything is the same.
What www stand for?
Will you? Oh, winner.
All right, guys, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to give you our afterthoughts. For more information, how you get a copy of my new book, also go to amberneal.com. Check out everything we have coming up. If you want to be a part of the show, hit me up, or also look into create shows here at the Boss Up Houston Network. Hit me up, amberneal.com. And when we come back, we're going to give you our afterthoughts right after this.
Are you single? Maybe you're divorced or new in town. It's time to meet your match with Events and Adventures. Whether you're low-key or adventurous, come hang out with tons of like-minded people at exciting group activities. The best part? Everyone is single. From happy hours and trivia nights to outdoor adventures and weekend getaways, Events and Adventures has something for everyone. We're all here for the same reason. So come be part of a community made for singles. Your match is waiting for you to make your move. Visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience than cable. Ask me how to get 300 megabits per second for only $35 a month, plus taxes and fees, with no annual contract, no bundles required, and unlimited internet data included. Call Boss Up Houston Network at 832-895-5095. Again, that is Boss Up Houston Network at 832-895-5095. Limited availability. May not be available in your area. Speed change based on combined upload and download capacity of internet 300, internet 500, and internet 1000 for Xfinity extension and possible 500 meg, 600 meg, 1 gig, or 1.2 gig cable services with uploads of 10, 20, and 35 megabits per second. Download max speed is 920 megabits per second for internet 1000. Speed vary, not guaranteed.
Maridate is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
All right. Peace and blessings to you, everyone. This is Ryan Yarbrough, Mr. Believe, so you can achieve. All right. Today, we talked about a couple of topics. One of them, well, both of them very interesting, as they always are. But the first one we talked about is why dating is so hard today. Okay. Why dating is so hard. And my perspective is, there's so many options, so many ways you can get in contact with somebody. So many options out there. If somebody don't do right, you just jump on to the next person, okay? So if you in agreement with me with that, give me one of these right here, all right? And then the next thing that we talked about today was 7 ways that you can ruin a relationship, all right? And the one that stuck out to me the most is being able to apologize, all right? When you come to a certain point in your life, you'll understand that you make mistakes yourself, all right? And you have to accept responsibility for the mistakes that you made. And being able to apologize and not just makes the other person feel better, but it helps you as well, so you're not holding on to all these ill feelings and causing yourself to have, not feeling good on the inside. I don't like using certain words. But when it's all said and done, being able to apologize is helping you. Okay? So, once again, I want to tell you, peace and blessings. This is Ryan Yarbrough, Mr. Believe, so you can achieve. And you can always find me at RyanYarbrough.com. One-stop shop. We got the books. We have the appearances. We have the foundation donation. We have whatever else you need. So, once again, peace.
Hello, guys. I just had a great time today on the Amber Neal Show. Today's topic was 7 things that will ruin a relationship. And I want to say, it's a lot of things that can ruin a relationship. Like we said today, too big of an ego, lies, no respect, not respecting boundaries, secrets, insecurity, and just nagging. Because, nobody wants to be in a relationship where nobody's raising Cain all day, and always there's this misconception of this argumentative environment. People want peace and love today. We're already going through this COVID environment, so people want to have that peace. They want to have that security. They want to be in a loving relationship. So don't ruin your relationship by being any of these things. Keep it together and come from a place of love. And then our next topic was, why is it hard dating? It's hard dating because we need to go back to the old-fashioned values where the courtship were respected. Like Amber said earlier, where the men were the leads, where they protected the women and they protected that courtship. So we have to keep that in perspective and in our minds. Just try to get some of that old time spirit back. Go back to the courtships, going back to romancing the women and dating them. Women, guard yourself, protect your virginity. Come from a different perspective. Just because the man is saying, lay it all out there, hey, I need you to just come and gap open for me, you don't have to do that. Have some more dignity about yourself. Sometimes you're going to meet somebody that you want to give your love to, but make sure that's what you want to do, that you want this man and you want to give him of yourself, but don't let it be his directive where you're doing this because you feel you have to do this in order to win him over. Do things for your own comfort zone and respect your body, because remember, it's God's temple. I had a great time today on the Amber Neal Show. If you want anything to reach from me or to get any books or for me to be booked to speak or anything, remember it's at realwomanrealtalk.com, and my nonprofit is kmejia.com, KMEJIA.com. It's been a great day today. Remember to know your worth. Real Woman, Real Talk.
Hey guys, it is your girl matchmaker Amber Neal, and I hope you guys really enjoyed that show. A lot of good information out there. It really is hard to date in today's world, but honestly, it's no different than it was 100 years ago. It's always been hard. It's always going to be hard. But the reality of it is, you can make it very simple by going on your self-love journey. Because once you go on that self-love journey and you're healed, you will understand that nothing, including love, is external. You have to start from the inside out. And once you're radiating, I'm telling you, it is like, and I'm going through this right now, it is like everybody that I wrote about in my book, true story, is trying to contact me now. But guess what? 7 years later, it's completion. I'm healed. And I'm like, hell no. Okay? I don't know what I was thinking then, but at the end of the day, we got to get the ego out of our mind and our life and our decisions, because a lot of these things were back before I was healed, before I really realized that love from someone else is not going to make me complete if I'm loving someone who violates my boundaries all the time or not giving me their best. Understand one thing: God is not the author of confusion. So if there's confusion, if that's resistance, then maybe that's your sign to let it go. Maybe that's your sign it's not somebody for you. But people do what they want to do, and people do what you let them, guys. To get a copy of my book today so that you can understand how you don't want to let your kitty betray you, ladies. Okay, make your own decisions and make them in truth. But don't think that giving them some coochie is going to be what's going to put a ring on it. It is not. And you want to make sure that they are emotionally available and even ready for what you're looking for. That's why we got to slow down, build the friendship, let time go by, see the patterns, meet their family. Hey, you may not even want to have a family with their jacked up family. You know what I'm saying? You dang sure don't want them to meet yours sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, guys, live in your truth. Go on your self-love journey. Dating is only as hard as you make it. Until you get healed, dating will always be toxic. Dating will always be less than desirable, and it will always violate your boundaries. Once you know your worth, you will not accept any less. Y'all get my book today, amberneal.com. See you next time.
Married is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.